Welcome to Two Queens and a Joker, my narcissist ex and me. I am Brenda.
I'm Sarah.
I am a licensed therapist working with survivors of narcissistic abuse, and Sarah is,
Not a therapist.
but
Work in
pretty
healthcare.
wise.
Yes, I just work in healthcare for the last 25 plus years.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
I'm a
we're
survivor.
absolutely a survivor. Um, well adept at working with people. I just wrote something about this about how we end up getting in healing professions, and I think I wrote that after we recorded last week because it came up, and it's just I I was telling somebody the other day, I think over half of my caseload as a therapist is other therapists. Yeah, which I think is a kind of profound thing because it's to say how devious narcissists are because I only work with narcissistic abuse survivors. And, those of us that are trained to kind of know personality disorders, we still get duped. We still get sucked in and fall for it.
It's not something that the general public would even probably think about. Like, yeah, it happens to therapists too. I mean, we're all human beings.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that would be like the last thing I would think. Oh yeah, therapists. They'd spot it right away. They'd get it out of there. Yeah.
No,
No, tricky little bastards.
well put. Yeah. But I think it's just like you work in the medical field, I work in the mental health field. Many of my clients are in one or the other or doing some sort of like EAP or not EAP, but human resources, things like that. I don't think that's a coincidence. And I think therapists are sort of maybe prime targets too. If you think about like the empathy thing, how people with a lot of empathy, I think tend to let narcissists stay too long. No, it's not that we don't recognize something's wrong, but we're just giving too many chances. And I think that's why I have so many therapists on my caseload, to tell you the truth.
We think we can fix them. That's the problem.
Probably.
No
Yeah.
matter how many times we're slapped in the face with it cannot be fixed. Gotta go all the way.
That's it right there. I think it's like and it's what we've talked about too. If we just try harder and if only I'd done this differently or that differently and second guessing ourselves, which is I think then reinforced by the narcissist themselves. Well, yeah, they're going to jump in and say, yeah, you really should have thought about that more. Or, if you would have done that, things would have been different, which is all bullshit.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I had fairy wings, I could have flown away. It takes a while to, finally get out of that vicious circle of blaming yourself with how come you or I couldn't be the one to help him, save him from himself.
Mm,
I got
yeah.
this. I can do it. I'm a strong enough person. I have the willpower, the empathy, you know, I will put him first above everybody else, and it doesn't matter how long you do it for. You can't fix
Mm-mm.
I'm just gonna say this, stupid, but it's not stupid, it's just you can't fix a narcissist.
Absolutely not. No. Something that just occurred to me when you were saying that too. So Kathy is the first baby mama. I'm the second, and you're his final, hopefully.
Victim?
Yeah. I don't know about you, and this is going to be a confession of my own, but I think when I would hear all the stories, and we've talked about this before too. Like you've heard stories about me, I heard stories about her. When I heard the stories about Kathy, I believed them at first. I thought, yeah, she sounds horrible. She was a terrible human being. Blah 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 blah. Well, he's going to let him.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep. I figured, well, now he's got me and things will be better. And I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to act like that. So this relationship will be different. What a fucking moron.
Total delusional that we were. Well, 'cause you hear all his negative stories about you or Kathy, and you heard about mine or whatever, and we're like, "Oh, we would never treat him like that. We wouldn't do that. We would see his reason. We would comfort him. We would sit there and talk to him about it." Yeah, but we did all that, and at that moment, we didn't actually think, "Hey, maybe Brenda did that. Maybe Kathy did that as
Yeah,
well." We just thought, "Oh, they didn't give him a chance. They weren't there for him. They just gave up." Which is very sad for us.
it is. It is. And I fully believe that about Kathy until I went over to her house and well, I guess not confronted her, but talked to her in a way to kind of confront all of his lies.
Situation, the triangle.
That's it. It was definitely a triangle. Yeah.
Well, that it was like a triangle for you, Kathy, and the Joker, and then there's a triangle for you, myself, and the Joker.
And now I'm sure he's telling nothing but good stories to the new supply, right?
Absolutely. We've said before, I don't feel sorry for her. I hope she doesn't go through what we went through, or if she is, she recognizes it sooner than we did and gets the hell out of there.
Me too. Yeah, I really do.
It scares me to think, like, who's his 3rd person in there now? Who's the 2nd woman besides who his fiancée is now? Because you're not there, and I'm not there, and Kathy's not there. He has to have a backup.
I did not think of that. That is an incredibly good point. I have not thought about that, but of course there's somebody else. He's can't not have the supply.
Yeah, and the scary thing is I'm not gonna say her name, the fiancé is gonna believe that this other person or woman is just a friend. "Oh, I just confide in her. We just hang out. We just, talk about life, not about
Yeah.
us, life."
Yep, no doubt about that.
It's just a constant with him. I mean, 1, 2, 3, now we're going on to 4. So
Mhm.
and the cycle just repeats itself.
It does, and they all do it. So it's just part of that whole playbook that we talk about, but it's just it's the insatiable need for attention and supply and all of the things that they can't live without. The lengths to which they'll go to have all of that, right?
And to
There's
keep it.
Yeah, and to keep it. There's just nothing they're not gonna let anything get in their way. Yeah.
And they learn new tricks along the way, so it gets better and easier to get duped.
Yes,
Like we were saying, like, if a narcissist enters therapy, they just learn new ways to manipulate you. So,
definitely. Yeah.
yeah.
I've heard 2 examples of that just today working with clients of their partners being in therapy and doing that. Yeah, it's pretty
Mm,
common.
so disgusting.
It really is, it really is. Somebody put on our, I think it was our TikTok, one of our TikTok videos, the comment was just I think it said some therapists are narcissists too, and I thought, "What prompted this person?" They're right.
Well, I'm sure.
Yeah, because they're everywhere. Narcissists are everywhere, and any profession where you're connecting with people or influencing people, they're going to be attracted to that profession. But I was thinking, well, what happened there? Like, I mean, I guess my
I want
assumption is
more
that,
information.
yeah, yeah, I do. I told her, I hope that that wasn't your experience, but unfortunately, it's true. There are narcissists everywhere, and I've had a few clients that have come to say to therapy or to the groups that have said that they've been treated by like a psychiatrist that was narcissistic, a therapist that was narcissistic, and that's a special kind of evil to me because the vulnerability and because just the vulnerability in therapy has to be respected.
But not only that, like, if you think about it, like, we've talked about it a lot, you specialize in narcissism. Most therapists don't. So they don't know the correct way to answer things. They don't know the correct methods to guide you. So somebody could take that the wrong way.
That's true. That is true. And I specifically specialize I mean, I know a lot about narcissism because of the work I do, but my specialty is really narcissistic abuse. So if a narcissist came into my office, I'd definitely get a feeling, but it might take me, again, like what we just opened with, right? It might take me a little while to figure out like what's going on beneath all of that. Yeah. And that's with my experience. A therapist who hasn't and there's a whole lot of personality types out there, and a therapist can't specialize in everything. So it would be really easy for someone who just hasn't had the experience in this to not understand what they're dealing with.
I mean, multiple and multiple years you've been doing this. And
Yes.
it would still take you a little bit in sessions to recognize going,
Mhm.
wait a second here. Hello. Do you not see who you are in it? So for the commoner, not a therapist, don't even play one on TV, you know, we should give ourselves some slack when we finally realize, oh my God, I'm in this relationship with a narcissist.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you are specially trained in it. I mean,
Yeah.
you know all the clinical, you know the definitions, you know the signs, you know it all. And they can still try to get in and try to dupe you.
And it does take a while. I had one was it earlier this year? a person who was seeking help for narcissistic abuse, and it didn't take too long to figure out that that person was definitely narcissistic. Just, it's a good place, I think, for a narcissist to come in and blame everybody else in their life for being the problem too, which is a tricky thing to decipher, but I know what to listen for at this point. Like, it actually had, I don't know if I should be talking about this, but I had a client who was describing their relationship, and I was like, it doesn't sound narcissistic, but I wasn't really sure. Just getting to know this client. And sure enough, after a few sessions, though, I was like, oh, yeah. I mean, this is really a testament, I guess, to how subtle the abuse can be, because it took probably 4 sessions before I really started hearing the things I guess I expect to hear about the relationship. But all of that to say just how subtle this can be. So, yeah,
If you think about it, like, at least me, you don't talk about the really bad stuff at first.
that's
It
very
takes
true.
a long time. You have to develop that relationship and respect, and I'm trying to think of another word, like, you can speak in an open forum without any fear.
Trust?
Thank you, trust, that would have been an easy to do. Because you've been in this relationship where you don't have that. You don't have the trust. You don't have the safety. You can't express what you need to, speak about what you need to. Everything is everything is hidden. You can't. So it takes multiple sessions to actually be like, "Bleh," this is what's really going on. I can give you a little tidbit here at this session or a little tidbit here at this session. But as you guys develop that relationship and then finally it's like, "Here, spew. This is everything that's going on."
Yes, and that is exactly how it goes. Exactly. And if you think about this other piece of it too, you already know this, but just how much shame we carry and how embarrassed we are that we've let this happen, that I think really slows, not intentionally, no blame, but I think that slows the process down, because I think people are they're carrying shame that really doesn't belong to them, but they're carrying it nonetheless, and I think that makes it a lot harder to open up, and of course it does.
We don't understand that we shouldn't be carrying it.
Yeah.
We can't wrap our mind around that is not our shame to carry. That was their shame to carry that we took,
Yep.
which is totally wrong. And eventually we learn that is not ours.
Yeah.
Give it where take it back to who it is supposed to be on, not you.
Yes.
So
And I hope everyone that listens to this questions every time they feel shame about something, where is this coming from? Yeah, there's so much to question, but it really isn't my shame to carry. Somebody abusing you is not your shame.
there's never, ever a reason to be abused. Never.
Nope.
Sorry.
Never. Yeah, I agree with you. So the addiction to chaos, I think, is something I know that I dealt with this after I split with the Joker. I specifically chose my next partner to be exactly the opposite of what the Joker was. And he is, right? But that can feel really boring to us after being in these emotional roller coaster relationships.
Because we craved the high. Because we didn't get the highs, but we got so many lows that when we
Mm.
got those highs, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
lows, all the abuse, everything was so worth it because we got this high moment.
Yep. That dopamine hit was real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The addiction of the dopamine, like you were saying.
Oh, yeah.
We feel safe. That's when we feel happy. That's when we feel normal.
Hmm. Right, and if you think too of the what oxytocin, the bonding chemical. So if you've had these, I haven't thought about this before, this just popped in my head, but if you think about that cycle that you go in where there's like the dull time and it starts to build, the tension starts to build, and then there's a blow up, and then there's the makeup, right? And that makeup is where all that dopamine hit is. During these times over here that have been the pre part of that cycle, there's probably not a lot of affection or warmth or anything between the two of you either. So when you come around to that, the blow up and then the making up, there's that oxytocin release too if you're having physical affection and touch, which is super addictive too. That
Very
is the
much so.
bonding hormone. I never thought about the role that that plays in it, but that's huge. Yeah, there's no wonder we get so hooked.
The vicious cycle.
Very much so. I think I'll add I have a chart of this cycle. I'll add it to the show notes for this episode so people can see what we're talking about, but It's a very powerful thing, and it quite literally is like an addiction to a substance.
We've said it so much. We are not stupid. We are not stupid women.
Right.
We are not made to be this way, but it's a learned behavior. It's an enforced behavior with little bit at a time, and it grows and grows and grows and grows until that is
Yes.
you now. And that is how your body is. And your body is craving that high and will take any low, any, believe you me, any low,
Mhm.
get that high again.
I don't think you can say that loud enough. I hope people will hear it because it is such a huge part of why this happens and how it happens.
And the highs are what we think, oh my God, he loves me. He's, oh my, da, 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 da." No, that's the manipulation.
Mhm.
It's the mask. And hopefully, eventually, you learn to recognize this after whatever event you need to realize that, I'm actually in a relationship with a narcissist and start to recognize going, okay, that's no, that's not normal. Our baseline is all the way down here.
Yes.
We are never up here except for a short burst of time. This down here is our norm, and that's not normal.
No.
You shouldn't be craving those uppers all the time and putting up with the abuse and the neglect and whatever you are dealing with in that relationship to get a happy moment. And that's what it's like a little hi and then bye.
Mm, yep. Yeah, the little crumbs that they throw your way.
We don't deserve those crumbs. And unfortunately, that is what we thrive for in these kind of relationships. We thrive for that little corner.
Yeah, and this is such a chemical response in the body that the people end up feeling guilty about or they blame themselves about, and I hope anyone who listens will just really understand how this literally changes the way your neurons are firing in your brain. Yeah, and don't blame yourself. Nobody walks into this going, "Oh, sign me up for that cycle. I wanna go through those 3 bad stages to get that 4th 5 seconds of glory," right?
You have to take a test for a driver's license. Wouldn't that be awesome if there was a test before to this relationship and it was like you get to ask these 5 or whatever how many questions and they go and it like goes ping ping don't this relationship narcissist here, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
So many people would be better off.
Definitely. I actually just made this attachment quiz. Well, I didn't make it. I adapted it from something that's already out there that's scientific. It's not like the ones you see on like social media. This is actually one that was researched and everything. So if you can get somebody to take an attachment style quiz, that might be your first. Yeah. Even a social media one. Your therapist will probably have some version of it or an understanding of attachment. If you're in therapy, talk to them about it. But that is actually a could be an indicator.
That you knew.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll send it to you if you wanna take it.
I'd be like, okay, anybody that wants to go on a date, I need you to answer these questions
Yes.
for me I'm sorry, just answer them to the best of your ability.
Yeah. Why not? It's
We
just
will know
as
eventually if you're lying or not, so
exactly. That's so true. That's not a bad idea, actually.
no, it's really not
Yeah. I mean,
all the heartache and all the not
God, can you
sleeping
imagine?
and, you know, like, now they're tying a lot of women's, like, autoimmune diseases to the stress that we go through in not only this type of relationship, but, abusive relationships with
Yes.
others that aren't narcissists or, family and that kinda stuff, and they're finding out that in women especially, it's giving us autoimmune diseases that we never would have had if we didn't go through these problems.
Yeah. That's really interesting that you say that because I see that in my work all the time. I don't think I've ever worked with a client that didn't have some sort of autoimmune something. Sometimes it's like IBS, and sometimes I have had clients with lupus. It's just, I've never seen a client who has not had something like a female client that
Yes.
hasn't had something like this.
I don't know what it is, it's specifically tied to females. I haven't seen any studies about men, so I can't
I mean,
that, but
yeah.
reading what's going on with women, because I am a woman,
Yes. Yes. Well,
you
and our
know?
listeners are women.
Yeah.
But I actually have read a research about this recently, and now that you mention it, and I can't remember all of what it said, but it has something to do with the way that we suppress things.
Yes.
That we're not so expressive with anger and things like that, and we really need to express anger. It is
Yes.
important.
They're not supposed to hold that stuff in. You're supposed to be able to communicate that you're angry. You're supposed to
Mhm.
be able to say it. Can't say it, get loud about it. I don't know.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being angry.
I think at least our generation, we have been taught that we keep that stuff inside.
Yes.
You don't share that stuff. We don't talk about that stuff. That's
Mhm.
just lives as women.
Yeah.
Well, it is not our lives as women. We're not supposed to take that shit. We're not supposed to hold that in. We are allowed to talk about what happened to us.
Yeah, we should.
It's not a black cloud. It's not anything negative to us. We should
Mm-mm.
be able to talk about it without retribution.
Definitely, and I think you're right about that. I think generational I have not been able to say that word all day. Generationally speaking, I think our generation, Gen X, is tough it up, rub some dirt on it, move along, right?
Yeah. But did it kill you?
Yeah, yes, that's the standard. You're still alive, you're
Exactly.
fine.
So then if it didn't kill you, you're not allowed to talk about it. So
Yeah.
move
Right.
on.
Exactly, get out of my face. Go
Yes.
drink some water out of the hose.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not how we do things anymore, though. I think we're much more wise about these things, and honestly, the research is telling us how much that doesn't work, you know? I mean, most of us quit smoking because smoking's bad for us, so why do we not pay attention to this stuff too?
Because we're
Yeah.
just women. It's just women's
We're
bodies
just
and
women, doesn't matter. Did you see the thing I swear I'll get back on topic. I just saw this thing that said that they have never tested crash test dummies on women since they started doing this in the early 1960s.
it's all a male based.
The first one literally was just done for a woman's body. No, that's why if you have boobs, the seatbelt's cutting your throat. Right? I was shocked when I read that. I was blown away. I thought, of all the things, that's
They
so
don't I
dumb."
mean, it's we're coming into our own in where we are in the world.
Mhm.
You know, it was all I mean, it still is very highly male centered. But
Very much
little
so.
by little, we see more stuff that's being done for women or healthcare and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully it doesn't go backwards. But we're seeing the younger generation of us, I don't know what generation that's called, sticking up for themselves,
Yes.
insisting that women's health should be a top priority. And
Mhm.
it absolutely fucking should.
Absolutely, it should.
Because without us, there'd be nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Literally.
Literally, there would be nobody, and if we're not in good mental health or in physical health, it's scary for the world.
It really is. To bring it back to the individual, I don't know if people generally know what fascia is. Do you know the connective tissue that holds all your organs together? That thing? It's like a net inside your body that's kinda holding women.
Turkey bag that you put the turkey in when you cook it,
Yes, that's what we have inside of us. No wishbone, though.
exact same thing.
Yeah, exact same thing. But yes, good analogy. That's a good way to kind of think of it. But our fascia for women specifically, and I don't know why I know this, but I've thought about or think about fascia and read a lot about it. How much that gets inflamed, and so you talk about women being the autoimmune stuff. I think this plays a role, and I firmly believe this plays a role in fibromyalgia, which a lot of my clients also have. But that fascia gets inflamed, and so your whole body feels achy. And there are little things that you can do to literally stretching helps your fascia. So there, being conscientious of that stuff. There are ways to combat this, even if you're still in the relationship. It's better if you're not in the relationship. And honestly, the only cure is to not be in the relationship. So if you can't get out, you have to do things that kind of keep your body functioning and not turning on itself.
It's absolutely
And it's little things like I said, stretching, yoga, going for a walk, being out in the
breathe
sunshine,
breathing.
breathing.
Do your 20 seconds, 30 seconds in the morning of slow and easy. In with the good, out with the bad.
Yes.
I mean, just that little things.
Right, and they make a big difference, and that blowing out as if you're blowing into a straw or blowing a bubble,
I like
that
bubbles.
yeah, I like that too. Yeah, that's, a good way to trigger your, parasympathetic nervous system, which slows everything down, puts you kind of in rest and digest mode. I'm just giving up on language today, apparently.
Just always in hypervigilant mode.
Yes.
24 hours a day, doesn't matter if we're sleeping or not. So doing your stretching and doing your breathing, going for a leisurely walk or even a brisk walk for you crazy people, just slows everything down because your body not be going 100 miles an hour 24 hours a day. It's not healthy. It is not healthy for somebody to be
Mm-mm.
constant.
No.
And that's how we are being in these types of relationships. Even
Mhm.
after the relationship, I think I became even more hypervigilant.
Gosh, can you wow.
You slowly stop being so, but it takes a while.
It definitely does. There's so much fear in all of this. And then
Yes.
this irrational fear that I think we can have too, that we think they have more power than they have. And then the worry of whether we're being paranoid when we're really not, because they have actually pulled some stuff that other people wouldn't pull. There's so much to work through. But you can't stay hypervigilant without being hypovigilant, which is the crash. So I think people will probably be able to relate to that too. Like you might find that, and you know, something happens and you just need to go crawl under the bed, right? Or at least get in the bed for a little while or rest, but you have to honor that too.
Pajama day.
Yes. Yes. And be okay with it.
I look forward to my pajama days.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
Those are
okay.
the
It is
best.
okay to not do anything on pajama day.
Yep.
It is okay.
It's okay, and it's even a should. It's
Yes.
even kind of essential.
Like I know people that they don't do pajama day, but they'll like do spa day or
Mhm.
nail day. And to each his own as long as you're slowing down,
Yes,
as
for
long as
sure.
you're focusing on you and your inside and your
Yep, whatever it is, whatever it looks like. Yeah. Yeah, the nail salon, that doesn't do it for me, but
Of course,
yeah.
you can do all that in pajamas though too.
Well, that's true.
But
They're not
now
gonna
like
kick you out.
the whole facial thing and people touching and
Yeah,
now that
yeah.
would put me more hyper vigilant.
Same, but to each his own, like you said. I mean, somebody who getting a massage is a complete reset button for
Yes.
her. It just works for her. You just gotta find your thing. Yeah, I hope she hears this and knows I'm talking about her because I just adore her. Yeah, we have to figure out what works for us and what can help us because we can't stay that way. And that's what's causing that hypervigilance, being in that above your window of tolerance is what's causing all the autoimmune stuff, I think. So, self care is a prescription of any therapist to their client.
We need to be better to ourselves.
Oh, 100%. And not feel guilty about it. That's the big thing, too.
It's the hard part.
It
Like, you
is.
could do it, like, in the beginning, you do it, and then you feel super guilty, like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I just spent all day in bed or in pajamas. I could have done laundry, I could have cleaned the kitchen, I coulda."
Mhm.
No, yeah, you could have, absolutely, but did you want to? Should you have?
No.
No.
Will it still be there for you?
Exactly. Your body was telling you, "Take this. You need this, and it is okay."
It is okay. Yes. That's something right on your mirror. It's okay to take care of myself.
And you should be taking care of yourself because really, you cannot take care of everybody else and not take care of yourself without hurting yourself. And
Right.
that's what the narcissist feeds off of is that
Yeah.
we just constantly take care, take care, take care, take care. And we don't give a rat's ass what's going on with us. We don't care that we're sick. We don't care that we're tired. We don't care that we need 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes in a dark room of silence. No, can't even get that. No. Eventually, once you step out of that relationship or you're recognizing you're in that kind of relationship and maybe you can slip out into the backyard or go into the bathroom and close the door for 5 minutes and center yourself and breathe, and those moments are precious. They're just precious.
They are precious and you're worth it. You're worth it. Yeah. And folks can go, and then you can too, Sarah, if you ever need this. On the narctrauma.com website, I have that trauma toolbox. I've not advertised it yet, and I don't know what I'm waiting for.
You're waiting
It's
for
got
today.
Yes, I was waiting for today. That's exactly it. But literally, you can go on there, and it's literally designed to help people in these moments of like overwhelm. Go in there. It has the bubble wand breathing exercise. It has I can't think of what it's called. Self-havening. This where you just kind of are doing this to kind of wipe the stress away. That also
Like
feels.
rubbing down your shoulders, like
Yep, rubbing down,
pushing
and then
out
you
the back.
pushing out the bad. Exactly. And it's just this way of like, it's gentle caress for yourself, but it's a way to connect with yourself. Right. But there's several exercises on there on the trauma toolbox app that's on the narctrauma.com website. And I hope people will use it. I think I want to add more things to it, but I think the exercises that I have on there are the ones that are super effective for me, and a couple that I know are effective for other folks that have said that they like them.
And the crazy thing is they're super easy.
It's so easy. And like you've said before, that little routine in the morning that you do is what, 30 seconds or something
It's
or
anywhere
more?
from 30 seconds to a minute, just depending on how much time I have.
Yeah.
But I mean, how simple is it? It's breathing. It's breathing in the morning.
You
Just
can do that.
sitting up, hanging my feet over the bed, do a little stretching, and then just in my mind thinking I'm breathing in good and I'm breathing out the bad.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
day's gonna be fabulous. We're gonna go.
Yep. That's important too, is your attitude, right? Because you kind of manifest what you're thinking. So easier said than done to manifest good things and positive things all the time.
All have, just gonna say it, shitty days. We all do. But when you're literally getting out of bed in the morning and you do your breathing and you say to yourself, self, this is gonna be a good day. That changes your frame of mind. So that horrible day that you could have been having doesn't become a horrible day. It can be like, oh, that was a bad part. But you know what? It was like 10, 15 minutes. And you know what? My day's so much better now. It's all how you frame your mind at the beginning of the day or while the bad is building up, how like, I got this, I can handle this. If
Mhm.
step away and do a little bit more breathing, or after the bad thing happens, I'm going to step away and do a little breathing, do a little stretching, walk around the block or,
Mm.
walk into a dark closet.
Whatever works.
Yeah. I mean, nobody's gonna be happy and jolly 24 hours a day. Nobody is never gonna not have a bad day. We're surrounded by other human beings that their goal in life is to make you miserable sometimes.
Some of them, yeah.
There's people that they think if they make you miserable, that makes them happy.
That's so true.
So you recognize those people and, yeah, okay, I'm gonna give you your whatever, your 10, 15 minutes of trying to make me feel miserable. I'm gonna walk away and go, I hope that made you feel better. It didn't affect me at
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the attitude. That's the way to look at it. I don't know. I know I have my days where I'm way more sensitive and somebody says something and I'm like, "Oh," and I really let it get to me, but I think you have to talk yourself out of that too. Like it's really not about you. It's about whatever's going on with them.
Like the memes, I love how it's like, it's a man that's talking in the meme and he's saying, the guy totally cut me off. He's like, "And you know what? I waved at him and said, 'Have a good day.' I'm in the grocery store and somebody cut the line and I said, 'I hope you have a better day, sir.'" Not letting their negativity turn you into having a negativity.
Yeah.
So,
That's actually pretty powerful. And I wonder, if you take that a step further and well, I guess it's the same thing, but like do that intentionally.
yes.
Somebody's being rustly or huffing and puffing behind you in line, and you just offer them to go in front of you or
You don't know what's
something.
going on in everybody's life because they're having a really bad day and you're noticing and you go, "Hey, you want to go cut in front of me?"
Mhm.
You could have just turned that person's life around for the day. They could have been like, "Oh, yay!"
That's so true. We were in Key West, Florida, which should have been like it's such a great thing, right? I've never been there before. We were there, we were staying, I was think I was in Florida for a conference, and then we decided to drive down there. My daughter, her boyfriend, her now fiance, and my boyfriend, we were all there. The dogs were with us. It was just the whole damn family, right? So it should have been a lovely experience. I had to go to the grocery store to get something, and I was I was not doing well. I have depression, and sometimes it gets the better of me and I just can't pull out of it. And this was one of those times, which was unfortunate because we were in Key West, Florida. And it was kind of a cool place. But I was at the grocery store and this woman, there was a line, and this woman had like, I got like a grocery cart full of things in the 10 items or less line. And I'm like, what the hell, And I must have had an attitude. I don't think I said anything, but when I got to the cashier, she goes, "You okay, mama?" Like that. I burst. Oh, it's gonna make me cry right now. I burst out in tears when she said that. And it's just we hold all this stuff in, and I don't think I even realized how bad I was feeling. I Who cares? She had a bunch of stuff. Well, who cares? The grocery store is going to take a while. I'm not going to be able to be out doing whatever dumb thing I was probably thought I should be doing at that moment. But that's also the power of being seen.
Yes.
So that woman saying that to me, "Are you okay, mama?" That's what she said, and it's all it took, and I fell apart. Yeah.
Is being there for you, and you didn't even know this person.
No, no, she just the person she's checking the groceries at the grocery store. But she saw something or she sensed something and she said that, and I was like, "Oh,
You were
yeah."
able to release a little bit. Maybe not everything, but dude, when you do the balloon and it just
That's exactly.
little bit goes a long way sometimes.
Mhm.
Your anxiety is sky high and you're able to I could breathe for a second.
Yeah, there's a little room. I think that's what it did too. I think it also just brought to my attention that, no, I'm not doing okay,
Yeah.
right? It drew me to tears immediately, so it was a wake-up call too, but I don't know, imagine if we were all doing something like that for each other, but what a world that would be. We need more of her.
I think as I'm getting older, I try to be, I guess, is more understanding. Like when somebody cuts me off, there's sometimes I'm not, the understanding person and they get my finger salute. But most times I'm just like, okay, well, maybe they're late for something, or, they got in a family emergency. And I'm trying to think like that. I'm like, really wish they wouldn't risk my life in the process. But okay,
Yeah,
I'm not going to react because then that puts me in a negative frame.
right. That's the
I'm
smart way.
changing my mindset with what this one person probably didn't even give two shits.
I didn't give it any thought. Yeah.
And now I'm upset and I'm angry and mad and God, I lived
Such
like that for 25 years. I let somebody control my emotions and I didn't have a say.
Ooh, that is a good way to frame that. So why we would let a stranger do that to us?
Not perfect. I try now to put that, okay, I don't know what's going on in that person's life. I don't.
Yeah.
Same like when you're talking about the grocery store, that happens all the time at the grocery store near me. And I'm just like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead of me. If that's gonna make your day better, absolutely. You know, I'll sit there and read the front of the gossip magazine and go,
Yeah.
"Who is this person?" I mean, I'm still out of touch. I'm like, "Here, what's going on?" Look at all the recipes that I'm never going to do.
Yeah. It's all in the attitude.
That's it. And
Yeah.
I keep saying nobody has a positive attitude 100% of the time.
No.
We can't. You can't.
No, it's
But
not
as
possible.
much as possible for your mental health and your health in general,
Yeah.
just the more positive you are, the better your body feels, the better your brain feels, the better your mental health, the better everything is if you're not hyper vigilant and you're not in a constant fear, not in constant, oh my God, high anxiety. I don't know what this person's going to do. I don't know what this person's thinking. Am I coming home to Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde? I don't know what's going on. And like, now I'm going to take a deep breath.
Mhm.
That gave me control back.
Super simple.
That's what it
Yeah.
did.
Huh.
Anxiety's lower because even just that little 10 seconds of talking about it raised my anxiety. It made me go back, and then I'm like, "Okay, bring it down some
Yeah.
more."
Ooh, that's something really important to pay attention to too. Notice that heat rise in your body, right? Like that reaction that you might be having because that's telling you something. So this happened to me. We did our cousin's Thanksgiving like the weekend before Thanksgiving, I think it was. I hadn't seen him in a while and he goes, "How's your mom?" And something happened with my mom recently. And I noticed I felt like somebody put kerosene on me and lit a match. And I was like, And he goes, never mind, like that. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I did not expect that reaction from myself. But I mean, that kind of speaks to the suppression of the things that hurt us, right? But
Absolutely.
paying attention to a reaction like that, I think is really important too, because it tells you where you need to do some work or just need to process some emotion, maybe have a cry or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was like 2 or 3 episodes ago when we were talking about the Joker, and I can't remember what the specific was. I got angry. I was instant angry, like, and we were happy joking, and then we said one thing, and I turned to anger, and you can tell in my tone, in my actions, my hands, and I went, "Okay, whoa, 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 take a deep breath, take a deep breath," and I recognized, and I said, "You know what? I got really angry. I'm sorry."
Mm. When in our recording or
And it
when?
was like this 2 recordings ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, I literally had to stop myself and get, "Okay, take control. You got this. Take control of yourself."
Mhm.
And you're allowed to get angry. This shit thing has happened to you. But for me now, giving into that anger is letting him win.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
Mm.
Not anymore. I'm doing it for myself.
Right. And giving into the anger is different than feeling the anger, right? You
Right.
naturally feel the anger and need to process it. And I feel like I've been saying this a lot lately, but if you suppress one emotion, you suppress all emotions. So you have to be thoughtful about what you're going to express. You need to express emotions. We're built that way. Feel the anger, process the anger. And that just means sitting with it, understanding it, letting it move through you, and then move on with your day. And the breath and the stuff, all the stuff you do for yourself is going to make that whole process easier. Yeah. Hmm. The words of wisdom of Sarah.
Like we always say, take care of yourself, believe in yourself, take those deep breaths, take
Hmm.
your Jana days,
Yes.
spa days, or your nail day. And don't feel guilty. I can't tell you not to feel guilty. I'm gonna tell you to try not to feel guilty, and it will take you multiple times of not trying to feel guilty.
Yes, it will.
But learn that it is okay for you to do that for yourself.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
remember the airplane thing, right? You put your oxygen mask on you first because if you're passed out, you can't put it on your kid, right? And it's the same thought. Yeah. So I think if you practice and you think about it and you tell yourself some version of the oxygen mask or something else, you'll start to understand how true it is. Really. I will tell you, sorry, I swear I'm gonna end this, but as a therapist, I know some days I'm not, especially if I have bad dreams. This has been happening lately, but if I have bad dreams and I wake up with all that yuckiness, I really have to do something with it before I can go sit with the client because I cannot work. And I'm starting to feel like Princess and the Pea kind of like I cannot work unless the conditions are just perfect. But that stuff
Love
really
it.
does
No,
impact me. Yeah.
it really does. How can you put 100% of yourself forward when you're not feeling the 100%?
Yeah, you can't, like the opera singer, tending to her instrument or,
Absolutely.
getting rest before you take a test. Like all of that stuff is all self-care and doing, yeah, putting your best foot forward.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I did have more to say about that. Yeah, and that's okay. I don't have to feel guilty.
Not at all.
No. All right. Well,
Once again, Brenda and I would like to thank you for joining us for our podcast and letting us spew our thoughts, our opinions, my made up facts, Brenda's knowledge. And as any other podcast, please respond. Let us know what you're thinking, what we could do better. If you have a specific topic you would like us to talk about, we are always willing to open up and even learn new things, or
yes.
you can tell us how you handle different situations and how maybe that would help us get across to other viewers how they can use that for
Mhm.
themselves. This is a learning platform and we are open to learning new and beautiful things. So,
Absolutely.
yes, thank you again for listening to us. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.